Recording is started now. So everybody, welcome to Tech Down Over, and I'm just going to play the theme tune. I think if I can, let's see if I can do this. See, I did it. I got the theme tune and everything in there, didn't I? So, well, it's been a little while, Rick and team coming. I tried this last week and came in for Tech Down Over. Thought I'll do a little bit of a show. I got in here, but it was sort of me by myself. So, and it was okay for a short while talking to myself, but after a little while, it just got just that little bit. Just too boring, so I gave it a miss. Thought we'll try it again.
Now later, you still hear me okay?
Yes, I can still hear you okay.
Okay, great. I had to switch from connecting my headset to the audio box over to the Bose speaker system because I guess it doesn't give you a choice of what speakers to use. So it defaulted to my regular speakers rather than the audio box. That's why I was getting an echo.
Oh, okay. And what I find with Blab as well, when I ever go into producing the sound, I nearly always have to log in and log out to get the picture correct.
Okay.
And one of the things, when you set up your Blab, it allows you to log out and log back in within 3 minutes, usually.
Right.
But it didn't today. So I logged in, logged back out, and then I lost the session. So I had to get a new link for that, but maybe it kept the same link, but I had to keep
now remember recently again. I was telling you about the Amaron lights, the $278 version. It's about not quite a square foot as far as the light goes, and it comes with this, where is it? Here we go. With that remote. This can control up to, I think, 8 or 9 of these, but I have it on this one, so here I can just click and my light's gone. The only thing lighting me right now is the screen. So I put it back on. We're there. I have a combination of daylight and a little bit of tungsten, just a tad, just to warm it up so it's not too cold. But it works really well. I can intensify it. And here's where I pretty much melt.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're good. And unfortunately, it doesn't dim all the way. It only dims to about, this looks like probably 70% or 60%. So it doesn't dim down to 0. I wish it did.
Is that the Flex?
No, this is actually the Amaron. It's not the Lightstorm. It's the other one, the smaller. This is the one right before the Lightstorm. It's about close to $300, whereas the Lightstorm is about $700.
Yeah, so I was tempted because there's a set here I can see for about $1,000 here, which has that one that you're using now as the main one, and 2 other ones, side lights, which all have a remote. So I didn't think that was too bad. No,
because these are about $300 each, and then it comes with the stands. I think that one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I have the 3 lights. I actually went and got 3. The other 2 are still in the box. Now, it's funny. I have a green screen behind me, but it's not looking too green right now. I guess it's not really being lit too well. I don't have the overhead lights on. Otherwise, behind me would be totally green.
No. Yeah. But those lights are great because, I mean, they're so small. Whereas the ones I'm using, they're quite big and chunky with the normal LEDs. But those ones
are a little smaller than the ones you have. You have the ICANNs, right?
Well, no, I don't have that. No, I just have one of the big sort of LED ones and 2 the old-fashioned fluorescent. All those. I kept those 2. I had the 3-point lighting in the fluorescent I got with but I've just got the 2 at the side and the LED at the front. Okay. But they're just so big and cumbersome compared to those other ones, which were much easier to position in that. So I'm thinking of if I do much more of this, would be getting another set for that. Because I enjoyed
Yeah, and sorry it takes so long to get in. One thing I don't like about Blab is you can't set up your settings ahead of time. At least I haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet.
No.
So every time you get into a show, you've got to redo it. You got to make sure nothing's changed on your settings. And I've got a lot of audio stuff in here. So I got a list of things. I got to say, do I want channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I'm on 5, 6 right now. You got to figure out what channel you're on. Got to turn over. Got to make sure it's the right thing. The Logitech it finds right away because it's the only camera right now I have connected. I don't know. In your case, is it finding the Blackmagic Intensity Pro?
Well, it doesn't every time. That's the thing is when I put the streaming on, and it never finds a Blackmagic. So what I have to do is log in, change it, switch off the live feed, and then change it and switch it back on again. Log out and log back in, then it comes back in. So I think you're exactly right. It would be really good if Blab had a testing section that you didn't have to start a Blab, that you just said, just do this, and it will say, yes, your camera's working, and just to show you yourself without, because sometimes you have to go into somebody's Blab to do it, and you don't want to upset them.
Especially the one I was at a couple minutes ago. That was interesting. I sent you a tweet about that. I went to Blab from the link you sent me in the direct message. I didn't realize you had sent the public one, and I went, that took me to kind of a slightly porno Blab. But anyway, it was
oh, did it?
which was the main Blab. It was these two gals talking about what was going to be inserted where. And I was going, and I'm looking, is Jeff in this Blab right now? No, it doesn't look like it. So I went back to Twitter, and I noticed that you had posted to the public. I was going, they were having a good conversation, but I don't think that's quite what we wanted to talk about. So,
so you got here off the link I sent in the public one, did you?
I did. I went off to the public one, the one that had my name on it and went public. That's the one that worked. The other one took me to the general. I guess some current one that's on that was a little more X-rated.
Well, I just couldn't figure out how, because I sent that because on the public one, you can click to the side of your Blab and say tweet it out, and it tweets out the link. But I wanted to copy that and put it into your direct one.
And that did. So what did it? It put in the porno one. Thanks, Jeff.
It must, but because I wanted, I thought, well, you might not see your normal feed, but you will definitely see your direct one.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put it in there, but I couldn't copy it from here. I had to copy it from the live one. But it must have just put the main page.
Or whatever was live right now, and it happened to be these two gals just having a good time.
Oh, dear. Well, so it's been a couple of weeks since we've got together because of with work
and we had a problem. And I'm actually wondering if the problem we had. Well, let's see. Last time, I don't know if it was our problem or if it was yours. Not 100% sure. All I know is Monday. We turned on the machine and vMix crashed, and it crashed ugly.
Okay.
There was some sort of DLL that said couldn't get to the server or something. Anyway, it was a pretty ugly crash, and I thought it was a memory error. It was a memory error, and I went and I didn't think memory was bad because I was trying some other programs. Everything was working, so we uninstalled vMix, reinstalled it. And all of a sudden, everything's working beautifully again. In fact, works better right now. So, but the problem is, and this is what happened yesterday, our tech didn't set up the show. And when I got in, it wasn't set up right. There were issues. I think there were audio issues. There were video issues. And I could have probably fixed it, but I didn't have an hour. Yeah, we're in the middle of a show and nothing's working. So he got a nasty note from me, and we will work that one out.
But it was quite funny. Did you see one of the shots you had had a big square over 3/4?
I know, and that's what happened is there was some sort of bug with the lower thirds. So they were all gone, and they just this empty box shows up, and I didn't have time to go look for them, figure out where they were, and I just I thought the show was ready, and I had already spent about 45 minutes before you came on trying to fix it. And I wasn't having a lot of luck because I wasn't sure exactly what was wrong. So trying to debug the problem, trying to figure out where all the audio is, so when you got on, I couldn't communicate with you. And So yeah, we gotta love these things sometimes. And vMix is solid, but when things go wrong, like anything else, things get lost. Now, fortunately, we had all of our shows, but we also lost our whole controller. So we had to reprogram the controller, which is the Novation, what's it called? Something or other, which is a pretty good MIDI controller, but it was gone. We had to reprogram that. That's mostly working. We have to finish the programming pretty soon. Anyway, fun.
Yeah, but it's like everything. It's when they do go, it's not. It could be vMix. It could be Wirecast.
It could be
Wirecast or anything that does all the same thing. If you're going to have a problem, it's regardless of what tool you're using. It seems to be a problem.
Yeah. So I hate when those problems happen though, because they're avoidable.
Mm-hmm. Well, you saw sort of from my tweets or my direct messages last week that I jumped shipped from the Android platform.
You did.
Yes.
In fact, I don't have it. You probably won't be able to see that right now, but this is my Note 5, and there is a tear running down the middle of it. You just can't see it, but there's a tear running there because you left. So
it's
because you had the Note 4. I think if you had the 5, you wouldn't have left.
Yes, because I think that had some of the things that would.
This is the best phone I ever had. Wait till the 6 comes out. That's coming out maybe August, September. That one's going to have 12 cores, 8 gigs of RAM, 4K screen, true 4K, and all sorts of other features. It's going to be one fast. And a 6-inch screen, a little bit bigger than the 5.7. It's going to be a beauty. From what I'm reading about it, wow. And I think it's going to have a slot that you can put up to a terabyte. That's the rumor. You can put up to a terabyte micro SD card. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's good because it went away from the 4 to the 5.
They did. That was
people liked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I got with mine, I don't know if you can see this, but not so much the phone, but was the case. Have you seen my case on there?
Yes.
Nice little case. But what it is, it's magnetic. So what I mean by magnetic, grab this and pull it out of the.
Kind of like the iPad cases.
Yeah, but really strong. So when you put it back, it just locks into place.
And I think if you put it in upside down or in a different area, it won't work. It has some sort of reverse polarity. There's a reverse polarity that won't let it be magnetic on the wrong side.
Oh, I haven't even tried on that one.
It's pretty cool.
No, this one's just must be a cheap one. It can go on upside down. So.
Okay.
But the camera won't work. But I was just so taken with that because that's one of the problems with this. You put it in that big down case, then to take it out, it's so awkward to do it. But I was tempted to go back to. I really wanted to. I thought, no, I've had enough of the big ones. I want to go to a smaller phone. But like everything, you know how.
Did you get the big one or the small? That's the big one, right?
Yeah, it is.
The Plus.
I wanted the small one, but you know how we are. If we get the smaller one, we'll have buyer regret in 5 seconds, and so at least I couldn't have buyer regret because I got the biggest one. It had the most memory. I couldn't. I said, well, if I went for the iPhone, I couldn't. And it actually feels a bit smaller than the Samsung did.
It does.
Samsung was just a bit narrow and fitted much better in the pocket. And I must admit, just in that short time I've had it, I've been using it a lot more, whereas I didn't use the phone a lot before, but I'm sort of using that instead of my iPad a lot.
Interesting. Well, you know, it's funny. You're right. I take my Note 5 to bed with me before I go to bed, and I read books on it.
Oh, okay.
Right before I go to bed, that's when I read, and it's very comfortable because if you have an iPad, here's what happens. Boom.
Yeah.
That's painful when you're in bed. This doesn't hurt as much. And believe me, it's hit me a couple of times. Because I'm falling asleep and it's like, I'm up. Okay, put it away.
Plus, you said the iPads are not that heavy, but when you're trying to read and do that, they do become quite cumbersome.
They do. And especially if you're lying down, because now they're hanging over you, and your hand is making a little more effort to hold it. But you know, let's go down memory lane. Okay, memory lane. Here we go. Remember the Pocket PCs back in the early 2000s to about 2003? They were the rage. The Pocket PCs had just come out. HP had them. Toshiba had them. There was some really nice pocket PCs. Palm, remember Palm? They had it, the Palm Pilot.
Yep.
Well, the Toshiba and the HPs had almost 5-inch screens, a little bit bigger than, about the same size as this. And I would read literally hundreds of books on those. And so when I went to the phone to read, I am just as happy. In fact, here, let me show you. So here's the, probably can't see it too well. That's the Amazon app, the Kindle app.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I can just, let's say I click on a book.
Well, I mean, that's all. That is a really good endorsement of it, because you find it difficult reading off those sort of screens. So if it's a good screen for you, it would be excellent for everybody then, won't it? Because
it's not bad. I mean, I like it. Plus, you can make it bigger, smaller, all the typical kind of things, and it just works well. Here we go. I think. Trying to open a book, but let me go to my library.
It's just when I was looking at going back to the iPhone, I was just looking around and I saw that they're releasing a new iPhone, the iPhone 5 SE. So they're going to release that for the smaller 4-inch one, re-release that, but with the A9 processor by the looks of it, with 16 gigabytes.
So here,
RAM.
Now this font's a little bit big, but I usually have it a little bit smaller. But you can change it to any size you want, and it's really easy. You're just reading, you just tap or swipe, and you can go through any of these books. It's actually pretty good. I think that was, not sure if that was one of my Tony Norton books, but good stuff. It's actually pretty fun.
Well, I mean, that's the good thing that I like with the bigger screen phones, at least, that it is getting rid of another device. So you've got that with you, but you're using that a bit more, where the smaller phones, you couldn't do it. You'd have to put that down and go to your tablet and that. But I'll tell you, you do that. And I do love on the iPhone 6, so it's got the 3D touch. I really do like that, where I can, on my emails, just press down on there so I can see the whole content without actually opening up, and then flick it and it closes it down again with I don't know how to do it. You can't feel any movement on the screen or whatever. So they've really done well with that. But I've taken a few pictures, but I haven't gone to town yet on the video, see what that's like. But in all, I think they're pretty much all they
don't shoot 4K.
They do, yes.
They do? I thought they didn't.
No, it does. But I think they're like most of them. If you compare the Samsung and the Apple against it, I think the Samsung just slightly beat it.
A little bit,
I think it does do that. But then again, I'm not too bothered about that. I'll still get the camera out.
You know what? Phones are like anything else. It really is your personal preference. How you feel with them, how comfortable you are. I've had 4 iPhones. I've had 4 Samsungs. And actually 3 Samsungs and 1 Motorola, which was a piece of junk, the Bionic.
I know that one, Bionic. I remember that.
It was promising to be one of the best phones ever. It was a piece of junk. I got rid of it, I think, in 3 months. I mean, literally 3 months. It was gone. Especially when it started going, it would vibrate by itself and it wouldn't stop. I had to open it up, pull the battery out. That's the only way I could stop it from vibrating. It broke. It was just not working. The worst phone I think I've ever had is the LG G4. What a piece of junk. I had 2 of them in the span of about a month, 2 months. The first one would only give me half a screen. So the other half would eventually catch up, but it could take anywhere from 11 seconds to about 5 minutes. So there was a problem. It was broken. So Verizon gave me a brand new one. That one, I could boil eggs on. I could just turn it upside down, put eggs on it. It would fry. It was so hot. You put it by your face and your face is burning. So I just got rid of it. Anyway, yeah, great phone. Not happy with the LG. Had a beautiful screen. No complaints there. The operating system was okay. It wasn't as good as, at least I didn't think it was that good. I did have actually one of those HTC One Max, and I like that one. It was clunky, a little big, but it had a really nice screen, and the operating system was pretty good in a lot of ways. The problem is HTC is not having a good time right now. They went through major layoffs, and I think their phones just aren't catching on because they've made no changes. When people go buy a phone and it looks exactly the same as the previous one, they're not as excited, except for Apple. That's different. But on the HTC, people went, there's not enough here to want to upgrade. So those are all little things.
And do you know what one of the probably the main feature that switched me back to Apple? And
No.
I don't care about any of the other features, but I would probably still stuck with the LG.
Yeah.
If it had that physical switch to switch the ringer off.
Oh.
You know, that one there? Because
mine goes off just by muting it. I just press the button all the way down and it will never do anything anymore.
Yeah. But mine, you have to go in there, go to the menu and say silent, and then I'd forget to switch it back on, so I'd miss calls.
No. See, this one, here, if I bring it up, you hear that?
Yep.
Now I'm going to bring it down. Let me bring it down. Did you hear the vibration?
Yeah,
when it gets to the end, it goes, and now it's silent, and it'll stay silent till you bring it back up. So to me, that's easy. I mean, it's not as easy as a quick switch, but it works.
Yeah. But I just found I was forgetting to switch it back on, and also as well in the last week the straw that broke the camel's back was it just went into emergency mode only. So for 2 days, it said you can only call emergency services. So
gosh,
I've never had service. Like I don't get a lot of calls.
Yeah, we call that the Obama feature. Yeah.
I just thought it was nobody liked me, or I had nobody phoning me, and then I had to switch it off and switch it back on. To reboot it so it came back to normal for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I actually find that whole feature just very bothersome. It's a little onerous, but anyway.
And then when I switched back on, there was all these messages and people trying to get me. So I thought, well, I can't have that anymore. And sometimes I don't know if you have it, but sometimes I would take it off charge 6:30 in the morning, and by 10 o'clock it was nearly at 15% or flat.
Oh no! I actually use this I get up usually about 6:30, let's say, and it's full. And when I go to bed, I've got probably 35% still, and that's 12:30 again. So it's lasted, and I use it quite a bit. So it's lasted probably 18 hours at least. So that's not too bad.
I just don't know with my ignorance, but of just the applications working. But sometimes I would find there was a lot of things working on it, and so I'd go into the application manager, switch them off, but then it would come back on some other time, and I'd switch everything off, and it would still drain down. But the only way I could fix it would be switch it off, start again. Then I'd get a full day out of it.
Well, did you have Bluetooth on?
I had that switched off because
because Bluetooth eats a lot.
And so I tried that with the Apple one with the 3 days without charging that. I've tried that with you, and it's really good. So, and I also found is the connection when I've got a normal, like the USB cable plugged into your PC at work, seems to charge better off them than the Android did. It used to take forever.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah, not.
I have no. This one is much better. I had problems with the 4 too. That's why I didn't like it, and I got rid of it. I only had the 4 like 4 months, 5 months maybe, and I switched it for the 5. I've been very happy with the 5. Haven't had any of those problems. I have one of those Qi stations. It's a little round plate, a little small plate, and I just put it on. It charges. Wake up in the morning, it's full, and it lasts over a whole day.
And the thing is with the 5 that's much better, and I think this is probably, I would have stuck with it if it had that on the 4, was that fingerprint reader. Because on the 5, it's just a touch, isn't it? You don't have to
I never really use it. I don't think I've actually used it yet.
Well, I've set mine up in the Apple, and I'll tell you what it makes. The only problem is you never your home screen, but it's so good, the Apple one. Like, if I go on there and just touch it there, it goes straight into there. That's it. So...
Oh, okay.
Whereas the LG one, I had to swipe it across, and sometimes it said wrong. You've got your finger not correct. But I think they've released the technology, so LG have got the better one now, just a touch. So all you have to do once you set it up is touch your finger on there, and it'll open from the lock. Are you typing in your passcode?
I'm trying to see if.
because I'm sure they fixed it up on the 5 because a friend had one similar. You know, the Edge. He's got the new Edge one. It's probably not as nice as that one, but it looks cool, doesn't it? With all
I have no idea how to even use that. I think it's on the button, right?
Yeah, it's on the button. So, but you just have to like place your finger.
I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't have it turned on.
I
don't know what I'm doing. But I'm alive, so it's okay. I don't need to know.
But that's what it is. But that fingerprint reader. So I find that really good in the Apple. It'll do that. So I mean, yeah, I'm quite happy now. I'm thinking, shall I get an Apple Watch?
No, you're drinking too much Kool-Aid.
No, I just thought about that. But
let me remind you what we told Colleen. You're buying an Apple Watch, really?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just...
they're the ugliest things ever put on Earth. I hate to say it, but they're really ugly, the Apple Watches.
And plus...
I don't like square watches to begin with, and I just think it's ugly. And you don't hear any buzz about it anymore. Nobody cares.
No. Well, I
think they all bought them, went there.
I mean...
I actually prefer this one, which is the Moto 360. I think it's prettier. And it works pretty well. I can turn it on. There we go.
Yeah, and that's what I like. The watch that looks like a watch that doesn't look like an iPhone on your wrist.
No, I mean, it turns on every so often, so people go, I have gotten more comments on this watch since I've had it a year now. And more people have gone, wow, what is that? That's really cool. Yeah, I think I'm about 11 and a half months right now with this watch, and
that's good.
It's a nice watch. Now, I don't use it for all the stupid features that talk to me and all that. I could care less. I use it as a watch. What I like about it is I can change the face of my watch any day I feel like.
All right.
I have about 15 faces on this watch, and I tend to keep it on one, but if I feel like it, I can change to a digital look. I can change to different. You probably can't see this. Let me see if you can see this. I don't think the camera quite focuses. So can you see that face?
Oh, yes, I can. I can see even the ticking second hand.
Okay. So this looks like a Wenger watch, one of the Swiss Wengers. Yeah. So now if I click on it, okay, I can switch to, let's see what I want to switch to. Something totally different. Here's one that's less.
Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? Just like it looks like a Timex.
Kind of a Timex, or even
digital Timex.
But so you have a lot of choices, and it's real easy just to switch from one to another. Here's a digital one, I think. So here's a digital one. I don't really like that one too much.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's a little dim. It's not too bright, but it's probably a night mode. But so, I mean, you get a lot of choices of watches, and if you don't like a dark background, well, hey, you can have a traditional light watch.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
like the original digital watch, where I think my first one was a gold watch type thing, but it had a red display, didn't it? Where you pressed a button and then the red numbers came up.
Right. Those LED watches.
But then you couldn't see. You'd have to get into a dark cupboard to see what the time was, because even just normal daylight, you couldn't see a damn thing. So, and I remembered how I was looking. I got a magnifying glass out to have a look at it, and it melted the case. Because when I looked, when I thought, "Oh, you idiot!" and it melted. That was the end of my first digital
back to my original. So it's kind of cool. It's fun.
Yeah. So that is a good watch though. But like I said, I like that one you've got because it is more of a traditional watch, not a piece of electronics on your wrist.
I can't talk to this one. It won't talk back, but I can actually issue a command and it'll give me information in 4 point or 3 point font, which is really hard to read. Now, did you get your microphone yet?
I didn't. No, I did get a message from Amazon saying it's left, so it's in transit now, and it should be here by the 24th of February. So this
is what you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Studio Project C1 is a beautiful mic.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy,
I'm
too.
just really looking forward to that coming. And do you know what I've done now, though? Well, I'm going to get myself another mic stand because, like here, I don't know if you can see, if I just get too much, I've got the other one here. So.
Right. Is that the Rode?
That's the Rode, yeah, but I've got that.
If you ever have a chance, get the Heil, Heil.
Yeah,
the Heil is much. Well, one, you have a riser, so you screw it onto your desk, and now you have an extra foot of height. So I don't know if you can see this. I don't have a lot of light in here, but so this is the one I have. Can you see that?
Yep.
So this is arching pretty high up, and I've got the Sennheiser right here, the 416, and you can put it high up so you get a much better angle whenever you want it. It's pretty much how you want it, the angle that you want, and it just works really well.
Well, are you saying the Heil stand?
Yeah, PR something or other. I forgot the number, 21 maybe.
That's what this one's on. This is on the Heil.
You do have the Heil.
Yeah, I've got the Procaster, and then I've got the Rhodes on the Rode one.
Okay.
So this is on the Heil.
The Heil is nice. I just love it. The Rode is a little short.
Well, but you've got the riser on the Heil, haven't you? You've got it properly.
Yeah.
And it's like just a 6-inch that makes just that take.
No, it's almost a foot. It's over 10 inches. So it's pretty tall. Not quite a foot, but it's close. I think 10 inches maybe.
Oh, the riser, is it? Does that go onto the clamp that clamps onto your desk?
No, I don't know. You probably could. No, you have to actually screw it into the table.
Yeah, okay.
And I've done that. Okay, these are all just workstations for work. So I think I've got 4 of these screwed into tables. So, and they come with the screws, so they make it easy.
And what I've got now is I'm going through the Presonus Studio channel. Is that? Yeah. So I'm going through that, and I've got the affix for the other one connected up to that, so I can.
Okay.
Still, the silly thing is, what I just still don't understand is, like on the Onyx, the Blackjack, you've got 1 and 2 connections in there. I can plug them both in. I can hear them both, but only one will come out. So I can only.
I know it's weird. Yeah, it's kind of a ripoff.
And I don't know why. So what's the point? Do you have to have an instrument? But what it allows you to connect to, but you can only have one output.
I know. It's weird. I have the same problem. Either that or we have bad ones.
No, but it's on everything. I've got that, my Heil, my Presonus. I've got another little one upstairs. It does the same. And I think it's just what it must do. It has one mic and allows you an instrument.
Right.
Like that. But it must have a different input or a different thing with that. But I just think it's silly because I should be able to have 2 and then just, okay, I'm going to switch to that one. But you can't. So I was thinking the only way you can do that is if you get a proper mixer, like you've got that proper mixing.
Right. Or even the audio box I have, you can't see it here, but it's too dark. But the audio box 1818 has 18 inputs and 18 outputs. And it has in the background a software mixer. So you can do all sorts of stuff with software. It's very easy to use. Unlike the Sapphire that I have, the Red Sapphire. No, I'm sorry, the Red Scarlet. That one, it's beautiful. It has a great sound. It has really nice preamps on it. But it has a digital mixer, which my head explodes on. And I'm pretty good with mixers. But this one, I don't know how to get anything out of it. I get stuff out of it, but it's not the way I want it. So my Focusrite is just kind of sitting on the rack at work, not doing much of anything because I hate that mixer.
I was just saying, it was the thing. I wish we were closer together and in the same place because I could buy a lot of the stuff that you don't use that I want to, and I could get it at a bag and price. Like now, I'm looking for another iMac because where I am here, I've got to use my iMac because the MacBook Pro only has one Thunderbolt port, and like the Blackmagic doesn't have a pass-through on there, so you can't pass it through. So you use that port, and I need another one for my other. What
about a hub? Why don't you get the Thunderbolt hub?
There isn't a Thunderbolt hub. There's only.
Oh, there are. I have one.
How many does it have?
6. I think it's got 5 or 6 ports, and it's really nice. It's from
OWC.
I don't think it was OW. Maybe it was OWC. I don't think so.
I've got Patrick here. I'm going to let Patrick in. So should we let Patrick in?
Who's Patrick?
I don't know. Patrick's come in, so I thought while somebody's...
Patrick. I was looking for your dog. I was going, you have another dog? Sorry, Patrick. I'm thinking of his dog.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not a dog. But hello. How are you guys?
Hi. Good, and you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
So, Rick, I was just saying, so that you was having a Thunderbolt hub, did you say? So, but it's got more than one Thunderbolt in it, because all these hubs I see out there.
No, it's got at least 2 or 3 or maybe more.
Well, what I get the problem with is all these ones have 2 Thunderbolt ports on them, but one of them is used to plug into the Thunderbolt port. So I've only got one. I can't. But if you've got one, I'd love that, because that'll save me from. Because my other option is, you know how we justify spending money on gear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just anything excuse to buy a new machine, but I've wanted the iMac with the 5K screen.
Right.
If I can upgrade that and leave the other one down here, that will work out fine for it. But if I can find a hub, then I can use the MacBook Pro on, because all I need is the screen, because down here that for the audio.
Now, when I got it, which was about 2 years ago, it was not cheap. It was over $300 for the hub. I couldn't believe it was so expensive.
I'm prepared to spend $500 or $600 because that'll be much cheaper than $4,600 to buy an updated.
No, there are hubs. Just take a look, and some of them have 2 or 3 Thunderbolt, maybe 4. So it's just a question of finding the right one. I'm trying to remember the brand we got.
So do you know anything about that, Patrick? Anything with the Thunderbolt puzzle?
Sorry?
Do you know anything about if you know of a hub that's got more than 2 Thunderbolt ports on it?
No, sorry, I don't. But I love the conversation. Well, I'm listening. Interesting. I don't have any MacBook or anything, but I use Windows because I'm a gamer, and I don't think I need Mac.
You don't.
No.
Definitely don't.
No. See.
But I love
PCs
I love the conversation.
They're much faster.
Sorry.
The Macs are fun, but we build all of our own machines. They're all Windows. They're fast. For about $2,000 or a little bit more, we can build what Alienware is charging probably $6,000 to $10,000 for. So,
true.
They're fast. The Windows machines are just super fast, and the Macs aren't. I went back to one of my Macs the other day, and I turned it on. I used it for a day and turned it off. Went back to the Windows machine. It just, once you get used to the speed, that you just can't go back. And frankly, everything now runs about the same on Windows or a Mac. I don't see any great advantage to the Mac anymore. I think we have 4 of them at work, but we don't use them much, really. And if you do gaming on a PC is so much faster.
Yeah, true. I think Windows PC are definitely way better, but Mac is just, I don't know, better looks.
They look nice. They have a good industrial design.
They look great. But
now, Patrick, where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands. Sorry.
From where?
The Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So where are you from?
I'm in near Los Angeles. I think we just lost Jeff.
Okay.
I'm near Los Angeles, and he is in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, that's great.
So we do a show weekly on a real show, and we had a problem with our biggest fan of Blab. Every time I've been on, we've had problems.
Same, but still.
Yeah. It's interesting, but
exactly, and I'm having fun. I mean, I meet people all over the world.
Yeah, it is kind of incredible what they do with this.
Yeah,
and I'm just trying to see when they said when do they come out of the beta and when do they just do it normal. Hang on, I can't. Well, just can't. Oh, yeah, it still says beta on there, and how do they monetize?
It's going to be in beta. It's like Google. Google's been in beta for how many years on some of the products?
Yep. Isn't that just an excuse to say they can make mistakes and nobody cares?
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Because if you say beta, it's just, well, if we said it was perfect, we'd have it out of beta. But
no, that's true.
Damn good format though. So just to get people together, but it can become quite addictive when you get a few different people that you're listening to and getting into conversations where, like me and you, Rick, even just this pad, we've been going for probably nearly 45 minutes already, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because we started late because I couldn't get in. I couldn't get my mic to work.
That's right. So if we count that, it was about 50 minutes, nearly 60 minutes with the 10 minutes.
And then when you left, Patrick got thrown out and I got thrown out afterwards.
Yeah, and so there must have been the bandwidth, because the bandwidth just kicked down to saying audio only, and everybody got
okay.
And it wasn't my end, because I checked the bandwidth mine end, but I think it was just Blab said of it. And what's that time of night? It's Saturday night in the US, so I'd reckon there'd be
I don't know if people are that much on the internet right now. I did a speed test earlier. I was getting 300 down and about 50 up, I think. But so it was running fine.
Well, my net is also fine. I think it's Blab.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. We've been on many times, and I've been knocked off more times than not, I think. And today it wouldn't let me in with my microphone because it was confused that's which microphone I had, and Skype had tied up my microphone. I have an 8-input PreSonus audio box, and when I went into Skype, it was set up as my 1 and 2, and so it tied those channels up. And so when I got into Blab, I thought I was still open. No.
Yeah, same. Well, I'm so same problem. When I was on Blab, I tried to speak and I was talking and talking, but no one understand me. No one get me.
Okay. Yep. Same here.
Yeah.
So Jeff, what kind of mic do you have on? It's got the big Cossack hat on.
It's the Procaster.
Oh, the Procaster. Okay.
The Procaster. It was just I got this from it's actually a Rode one I got, but I put that for the PG42.
Okay.
Because it was the only one that fitted on that PG42. That would fit on your other Shure. What's your Shure? The PG492 or something?
The KSM42, I think.
KSM42, because that's the same sort.
Well, it's just like this one here.
Yeah.
This thing. Look how small the mic is.
Oh, that's your Neumann.
This is the Neumann, yeah. And this is the...
Love them.
It's just huge. He's a Cossack.
But I just love them Neumanns. They just look...
And that's so little, because if you look at the big Neumanns, they're huge.
The only problem with the Neumanns, though, is you've got a great one there and it sounds good, but I can't guarantee if I buy one it will be the same, because they're handmade.
I know.
Different, whereas if the machine made, at least...
Now, you do know that Sennheiser owns Neumann.
Yes.
Which is funny. And the only way I found out is my 416 had a problem. I had to send it back in, and it said, is it a Neumann or a Sennheiser? And then it goes to whichever... They're owned by the same people. But they've been owned like 20, 30 years already. Never knew. Okay.
Anyway. Well, Rick, I'm going to have to go now.
I've already been on an hour. Patrick, it's been good talking with you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to ask you some question, but thank you.
Go ahead if you have a couple minutes.
Go ahead. We'll wait.
Well, I was going to ask you a question about the microphone you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm using some regular wireless headphones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys using some professional microphone, right?
Yeah.
So, doesn't make any difference, do you think?
It does. I mean, in the right environment. For example, on Blab, probably not that much.
I disagree with that, because I think on Blab, I do hear a lot of people it cuts out the echo if you have a decent mic. But even a PG42, which is, how much are they?
$200, maybe $220.
Well, even if somebody came in here and we did a test, they had a Shure PG58, $49.95.
Right.
And that was perfect.
I know.
And it's for $50, but rather than just the headphone mics, because you get a lot of echo on that.
Yeah.
But
now Patrick has a headphone mic, and those are usually pretty quiet.
Well, my question is, do you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, pretty clear. Yeah, you're pretty clear.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's basically what I'm trying to ask. It's... Sorry?
Oh, he left again?
No, it's just weird.
Oh, I thought you left again.
No, it gets quick and slow it sometimes. But Patrick sounds okay through those headphones. It doesn't sound too bad, does it?
No. They actually sound pretty good.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's basically all I'm trying to ask. Well, guys, I hope you have a lovely evening.
Well, you too. Good luck over there Are you in the Netherlands right now?
I am in the Netherlands right now. Well, sorry if I bother you guys.
Oh, you didn't bother us. We've been on for an hour, and it's late my time. So, and I know he's early his time.
Maybe I didn't say any. I mean, maybe I didn't say much, but
no, doesn't matter.
But thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Good luck and have fun with the gaming.
Thanks.
Take care. Have a good one, Patrick.
Well, I didn't talk about much that with you, but thank you.
Have a very good one. And Jeff, I'll see you later on then. I'll give you a call next week for the show.
Bye.
Yep. Okay. I'll see you then.
All right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye.